Good morning. Don't do that. I want to begin by apologize for taking a week off. I needed some time to rest. Not saying that, reading scripture with y'all and, making sure these videos are recorded have not been, encouraging for me or anything, but this semester overall has been very mentally and just physically exhausting. And the fact that we are so close to the end, I started getting overwhelmed, and I just didn't have the physical energy because of me feeling under the weather, and just the mental energy because of just everything. But we are back. We are at full swing, and we are doing a reflection on a parable. First day back parable. I love that because I love parables. So let us get into Mark 1 1 through 12, 12 1 through 12. He began to speak to them in parables. A man planted a vineyard, put a fence around it, dug out a pit for a winepress, and built a watchtower. Then he leased it to tenant farmers and went away. At harvest time, he sent a servant to the farmers to collect some of the fruit of the vineyard from them. Now, now, as you know, with how these parables normally go, there are these important aspects to it. But I think as we read along with this passage, you'll actually see what he's talking about from the Old Testament. So, and leading to what is coming in Scripture. But they continue verse 3. But they took him, beat him, and sent him away empty handed. Again, he sent another servant to them, and they hit him on the head and treated him shamefully. Then he sent another, and they killed that one. He also sent many others. Some they beat, and others they killed. He still had one descendant, a beloved son. Finally, he sent him to them, saying, "They will respect my son." But those tenant farmers said to one another, "This is the heir. Come, let us kill him, and the inheritance will be ours." So they seized him, killed him, and threw him out of the vineyard. What then will the owner of the vineyard do? He will come and kill the farmers and give the vineyard to others. Haven't you read this scripture? The stone that the builders rejected have become the cornerstone. This came about from the Lord, and this is wonderful in our eyes. They were looking for a way to arrest him, but feared the crowd because they knew he had spoken this parable against them. So they left him and went away. Now, there's a lot of different places that we can touch with this. Um, I think it's important to look at. So in verse 4, and again, he sent another servant to them, and they hit him on the head. So another translation to that is threw stones at him. So that kind of gives the explanation of the hitting the head and what they did to do so. And following with that, again in that same passage, the shamefully, it just adds after shamefully just set him off. And so with this, it is a clear understanding that he's talking about the prophets, the people that he sent throughout the Old Testament, that they treated shamefully, they treated harmfully. AD. So let's look at this. AD through through AQ. I should have done this a moment ago when I was typing this up, but it's fine. Um, and there are multiple different uh, references to to other passages within this one parable. The the reference to Matthew 21:33 through 46, which is I believe the same parable, and Luke 29 through 19. What's interesting is that there is a reference to Genesis 9:20. So, and right now we're going through Genesis in Sundays. So be ready. We're going to be touching on the Noah's Ark. Well, the leading up to Noah's Ark. Now, what was it? 9:20, where it states Noah, as a man of the soil, began by planting a vineyard. Now, that's interesting how that was a reference. I just saw the reference and I thought that was very interesting. But there's many others references that I try not to, do much, jumping back and forth because there's so much that we could touch on. But let's just focus on this. So there it is. Why is it that they began to plan to arrest Jesus? Now, obviously, there's reasons behind it because he started to speak about them in this manner, and this is the about the second or third time that they uh third time, yes, third time about wanting to arrest him, because as he came into Jerusalem, the cleansing of the temple, and then his authority was questioned, and now the the vineyard, the parable here, they were afraid of the reaction of these people, of the sorry, so I have a little bit of a tickle in my throat, but they have these fears, but they are still planning, and obviously we're going to be seeing them arrest him in the Garden of Gethsemane very soon. Now, it is important that even while this is a parable, there's a clear picture of what he is saying, because the prophets, the some of the kings, a few, and some of the leaders, some of the people that he sent throughout the Old Testament, that they did not regard to be important. They did not listen to. They hurt. They sent away. They would not listen to. And then he sends the Son. And what is important, what is most important here, because there's all these discussions even in today's world, and I won't touch on all of that, but the idea of the Jewish people and how they're still part of the chosen people, and they are, of course they are, but this is important to acknowledge the verse that I okay it's verse 9. What then will the owner of the vineyard do? He will come and kill the farmers and give the vineyard to others. Now, there were consequences to ignoring and not listening and just completely disregarding what the Lord has told them. But he's opened the door, which was always open to others, but everyone is now a part of the chosen people, and the the letters, as such as I believe Romans mentions this, the Book of Acts, and I think Corinthians mentions these, of the Gentiles being now part of the chosen people, which I think is important, especially in today's world, and how we need to start treating um, everyone like this. We need to be willing to share the gospel with anyone who's willing to listen, but at the same time, not be scared of what is to come. The judgment, the not really persecution in America, but the idea that we are going to be made fun of and we're going to be judged. But I think I would take being judged and being made fun of over allowing just anyone to go to hell without me at least trying. And I don't get out very often, but when I do, I'm going to definitely try and be that light in the dark world that we need to be. And that's kind of the important thing, is to be that light in the darkness. Now, why is it important that now that he has made it to this point of his ministry, the triumphant entry, the flipping of the tables, the Passover is coming, the all these events are coming in, and he's doing what he's doing for the ministry, and he decided to speak more in this manner. What I mean by that is he's more speaking in a manner that, I guess, in some ways they're more desperately wanting to arrest him. So uh, I'm excited to finish this and to continue with our reflections, because we are on chapter 12, and there's only three um, three chapters left, but quite a bit more to dive into and to go into. I'm sure I missed a few things, but I think it's important to just remember what the impact is here with the fact that God sent people in the Old Testament. He sent these men, and even a few women were used uh, to kind of bring them back, and they would come back. They would sometimes come back, but they would almost, it feel like, immediately fall back into the ways of the world. So I'm glad to be back. I'm glad that we are back in this swing, and I'm excited to continue going. Now, I am mighty few chapters behind here, so I do apologize in that. I will be working on that um, this week, and trying to get back up to it. So, and also Noah again, the book of Genesis. We are on Noah and the flood, and we are going to be getting to that tomorrow. Well, yesterday for when I post this. So I again look forward to continue with this, and don't forget to comment, like, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel so that you can hopefully get notifications for when I post videos. And let's just keep going, and keep on keeping on. I know this has been hard. Believe me, like I said earlier, it's been hard on me. So let's just keep going and keep staying strong. I will see you guys later.